Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Outrealm podcast where we talk about gaming and stuff for you, my beloved YouTube members. And today I have my wife on the show.
Hi.
Jenna wanted to be a guest, and I couldn't.
Are you sure it was that I wanted to be a guest or that you didn't have another guest?
Oh, I have options. I gave you the benefit of the doubt in that I thought maybe you would like to be on. So, and also you
Well,
said, when am I going to get to be on?
I'm
So,
I'm happy to do it either way.
mm, it's the
I'm
it's the
sure they would
second
prefer to
recording.
hear from somebody else though, but it's fine.
No, they love you. You're the queen of the KCB collective, probably.
Sure.
I don't know who else it would be. So, hey, we have an
Josie?
episode. Maybe, probably not though. We have an episode for you today. That's why we're recording. That's how that works. See how that works? Uh, what a great open. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the new Switch OLED model, which some of you may be interested in. There's some fun ornaments that Jenna may or may not let me get for Christmas this year because they're actually available for order right now. And then we've also got I had her take a little quiz to see if she knows me as well as she thinks she does.
Knows you or just knows video game stuff as well as you hope I do?
Well, they're all pertaining to me, so I would hope that you would know that because you've spent some of them you've spent hours in the same room with, whether you've been paying attention to them or not. Um,
That
Gen-
is true.
Genshin Impact mostly. So, I just thought it'd be fun if you could. There's going to be. Well, we'll talk about it later. There's no reason to get into it right now, but thank you for joining me from our bedroom. Just
You're
to
welcome.
just to keep with
This is
the
new
same
for
format.
us.
Yeah, it's the
Yep.
same format as last time, except Conrad had a
Like an avatar or whatever you want to call it.
yeah, yeah. But now we have a live video feed, so that's fun. Uh, what do you think? You wanna? Oh, do you wanna reflect it all on your summer gotcha experience with all that? I know we just got done recording that
Uh,
post mortem.
we did. I'm just really disappointed that we didn't get to share like the actual experience with everyone, but I guess that just means we'll have to do another one in the future where you somehow get me a bunch of orbs on the free to play account and I just spend them all on pixels. So we'll see in the future if we can just redo and capture that magic again on a different banner.
They're actually referred to as PNGs. That's what
PNGs.
everybody says. Oh, I
I'm
I have a really expensive PNG now.
I
Uh,
mean, it's probably a PNG file.
it is. Oh, it is. Trust me.
Got transparency and everything.
Trust me. It is definitely a PNG file. Yeah. So let's hop in. Let's just talk about some stuff. Yeah. So the new Nintendo Switch OLED model. How
hmm
do you feel? What context do you have on this at first?
Okay, so I know that everyone was really excited when there was kind of a leak about a new Switch coming, and they were hoping it would be something like new Nintendo Switch or something, and it have some boosted internals and different things like that. I think for the people from your explanation to me and what I've observed over the internet is that the people that have the sort of like new-ish model of the Switch, not the release day Switch, don't think that this is like a big enough boost. But the thing that is the most different about this one is the new OLED screen, and it has less of a bezel than the old model. And it is still worth the purchase for someone who has the release day Switch. Although I hope they don't do that thing where they like literally release a new one and then like next year they're like the brand new something fancy thing, and that's happened before I think with the XL versions of the 3DSs. Literally they would launch the XL 3DS and then like the next year they'd have like a brand new version or whatever it was. So hopefully that's not the case, but it seems like it's a decent model for what it is, but like Nintendo seems to do that thing where they're not really like you can't really compare them with any other gaming console on the market. You have to really just compare them to themselves, which is like less satisfying because they're not always on like the edge of everything really super techy. But I think based on the game catalog that they have, it's probably good enough. But that's just my general opinion
That was a
based
lot.
on basically no knowledge of of the Switch necessarily. Like I don't have one. You have one. I watch you play it. You seem to enjoy it.
You gave away an entire 10-minute segment in about 2 minutes, just right there. But you're nervous and eager, and I respect that. So let's walk it back real quick here.
Let's dive
Um,
in and we can go through them bullet by bullet.
so the context I was looking for was I've seen it. The colors are better. Other
You
than that,
should
there's
know
not
by
a
now.
big difference.
You should know by now that like for years of us
Uh,
doing podcasts and stuff together that I
oh
never give
man,
you what you think you're
I
gonna get.
I forgot just the word vomit that can come out of your mouth sometimes. I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should ask her more guided questions here. Otherwise, we're gonna have like a 10-minute episode right now. Yeah. So,
Well,
uh,
okay, what do you think about
the
it? Like,
the
go through
pacing.
the things and yeah.
Yeah. So, I think what Jenna was alluding to was I had told her that because I still have a release day Switch from 2017, I don't have kind of like the new processor that saves on battery life that they released in 2019. So for me, this model seems to work, right? Because as Jenna pointed out, there's a new OLED screen. It is a little bit bigger, pointing out your assessment of
Bezel
like,
comment.
well, like the 3DS XL thing that you
Yeah.
mentioned, like how they come out with like these slightly different models. This is that, right? This is like the Switch XL kind of, except it's like maybe an inch bigger screen overall. So really, they just chip down on the bezel for the most part. Um, the dock is interesting, but they've also confirmed that the dock is actually going to be compatible with the old Switch. So the new dock actually has a built-in LAN port, which previously you had to use a USB input to hook up a LAN input, and it was just this whole thing.
Yeah.
When they announced Smash Bros Ultimate, they were like, we highly recommend you get a LAN cable adapter to play online because Nintendo knows their
I,
online is bad.
do you
So
think they're gonna sell just the bot like that part so
yeah, they
people
are.
that have the old one? Okay.
Yeah. It's I think they're only selling it through Nintendo's direct store,
That makes sense.
which
Yeah.
is interesting. So it's not going to be any third party retailers. You're going to have to get them directly from.
I
But
I don't think that a lot of people would buy that though. Like it makes sense that they're limiting the places you can get it because it's probably not super like desirable
I mean,
for
I
the old
probably would,
models.
because the only other way to get this is basically like uh, the only way to get the dock is to have this really like kind of dangly USB to Ethernet port that you have to hook up
Yeah.
through the Ethernet, which
I know about dongle life. Like I have a
mm,
MacBook. Like it's very inconvenient. I get it.
there's also higher storage, which is nice. I guess it's not really anything great. Like if they had a terabyte, yeah, we'd be talking some big change. But literally doubling, like you're gonna have to use an SD card anyway. So I don't really know if that makes a big difference. They have better audio, evidently. So that's the thing. I think
I don't know how many
overall,
people are really if you're gonna be like listening to a game for audio, the thing that I know that you said that it doesn't have is the Bluetooth connectivity for like headphones,
well,
right?
it is Bluetooth, but that's because the Joy Cons are Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But like you can't hook up a pair of headphones to it, which is kind of a pain. So it doesn't have like third party Bluetooth capability. I didn't even know if that was a thing, but evidently you can't hook up wireless headphones to it still. Um,
So it's just wired in headphones.
yes, you still have to use
Okay.
the what is it?
I think you
It's
can
right
see the
there.
little dot there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right here. Which I'll also point out. People are like, oh, this is what people used to use to hook up their uh, God, what is it? The GameCube controller for Smash. And now Nintendo's going and saying you can't use that control. All right. First of all, y'all need to calm down. Not you guys. I doubt my members are up in arms about this, but there's actually two more. You can't see them, but they're over here on the side of the dock. Two more USB ports. So I saw some of that going around on Twitter, and I was like, that's some misinformation. You still have two USB ports, so just calm down, calm yourselves, everybody. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's good for me, right? Because I still have the old model, and the old model, where see here, it had 3.5 hours of battery life. The upgrade that they did in 2019, which, like I said, was a processor thing, that was almost 5 hours of battery life. So I think the takeaway from all of this is Nintendo isn't trying to compete with like the PS5 or whatever the new Xbox is called. I've given up trying. Do you even know what the new Xbox is called? Have you heard it?
I have, but I forgot it because you only ever care about Nintendo or PlayStation, and PlayStation only because Final Fantasy.
Yep, that's a good point. Yeah, I think it's called like the
Oh,
Xbox
and
Series One X or something. Xbox One X
what
something.
wasn't the last one called Xbox One? Like
Right.
that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's inherently complicated, and confusing for sure.
Mm. Kind of
Yeah.
like the Fast and the Furious movies that I heard about on Matt Pat's latest video.
It's all about family, Jenna. It's all about family. But no, I think Nintendo is mostly just trying to like own the handheld market, right? Because they're talking about the better audio that it has in handheld. They're talking about the better screen that it has in handheld. When you put it in the dock, it doesn't matter. You can't hear
Hmm.
or see the screen like it's in dock mode, right? So I don't think they care. And I think part of the blame for the overhyped aspect of this, there was a lot of websites that were saying how good it was going to be without any
I mean,
kind of,
everyone,
there wasn't any real hard evidence of that,
yeah,
right?
everyone hopes that the latest like Nintendo console is going to be like this big fancy like groundbreaking thing because they want like the newest coolest thing. And I think for some people it was kind of a letdown because it's not much different than what we already have.
Yeah. I mean, it is
Although the
nice.
OLED screen seems like it could be a a boost in like the viewing of your video games in handheld mode,
Right.
because I'm sure most people watch them in handheld mode or like play anyway. So I think that I'm not sure what the like metrics are on the difference between the old screen versus this screen, but I think it could be more of a pleasurable experience because OLED is definitely something that we've seen in cell phones for, years.
Well, funny you should ask. Because this is the current Switch console that we have here. Um, Evidently, the screen, or I guess just the console in general. Oh, here we go. Here's the screen. Screen is 6.2 inches LCD. So we're going from an LCD screen to an OLED screen. And it's 1280 by 720. I don't think that's changed. It has not. So we're going into a multi-touch capacitive or capacitive. Is that what's that even mean? It's a touch screen.
Passive?
I sure. Words. What even are they? We still got the same aspect ratio, right? But
Yeah.
7-inch now OLED screen. So if you're unaware, it's just deeper colors, like richer colors. So that's never a bad thing per se. The overall size was, I think, 4 by 9.5 versus 4 by 9.4, and then everything else stays the same, I think. So it is a little bit bigger. They've said it's not going to fit in like typical cases, so you have to get a new case for it. But yeah, the NVIDIA custom Tegra is still the processor that we've got here. This is actually the 2019 model BT Dub, in case anybody was wondering. This is not the 2017. So, yeah, I mean, nothing else has really changed. It's just that is it. Charging time, I think, is still the same, 3 hours. Battery life is now 4.5 to 9.5, which is what it was last. Same battery, same ampage, same pretty much everything. So really, it's literally just the sound, which I don't know if they didn't really talk about why the sound was different. Um, I'm not a speakers guy. I don't I don't necessarily know why sound would be overly different per se. But enhanced audio without any kind of explanation, take it or leave it. I guess that's what you get. Yeah, nothing else is really different. I'm gonna get it, like Jenna said earlier, just because I have been running off of the 2017 model. And I know it says like 3.5 hours of playtime. I'm lucky to get that at this point. I think the original model when it came out had 3.5 hours. I'm lucky if I have like 2 hours on screen, on like handheld mode at this point, just because it's older and it's had some wear and tear in it, you know. But yeah, if you got the 2019 model, I don't really see the difference because most of the people I know don't play in handheld. They hook it up to a dock, and that's what they do.
Yeah, if you're using a dock and that's like your dock life, I don't see the difference of getting a better screen, like an OLED screen to have richer colors when you're not really viewing it from that perspective.
Yeah, there's literally no reason.
Uh, you should just get a better TV in that case.
Which may
Yeah.
be the same price. This is retailing for 350. It's coming out in October. If I can get one, I should say if I could get one because I'm still trying to get a PS5 over here, um, to no avail. But hey, maybe someday, maybe someday it'll happen. Who knows? I don't know. How do you feel about the Joy-Con options here? We got the classy black and white, and then I think we've also got the multicolor here
I
that it
like the
could come with.
multicolor because, well, I'm a fan of white
Oh, sorry,
gadgets.
they're not that. They
Um,
come with the red and the neon blue. The Fortnite controllers, actually.
okay, well, I think the white ones would get dirty, and that's just it looks nice, but they look like they would get dirty.
Mm,
So I am a fan of the colorful ones.
fair. That's fair. I was gonna try and find. There's somebody out here who had a tweet that showed like the difference in the bezel. I showed this to Jenna before, but I'll try and find it for the benefit of those watching. But it did show the side by side of them kind of getting pulled out from the dock, I think it was, and it kind of gave a better, clear picture of like how different the bezel was. If I can scroll and find it somewhere, maybe, potentially. Jenna, how you doing today?
You're just looking for filler at this point.
Yep,
Um,
dead air.
I Well, so okay, what are you gonna do with the old Switch then? Like,
Keep
is
it.
that now, or do I, or do I inherit that, or is this like it goes to the storage, uh,
Oh
not the
no.
storage unit, but like it goes into the storage that you have for like you have all of your 3DSs, you have pretty much every system that you got since college, um, are stored back there in the bookcase. Does it go to the electronic graveyard?
Uh, no, I don't think so. I I think you have to transfer over from console to console, and I know you had to do that with the 3DS. I'm not
Well,
sure
isn't
because
there
I never
some
looked into it.
aren't aren't there some games that you have on there that are digital copies? Like,
Yes, yes,
so if you get a new one, you don't want to like lose all of that. So hopefully some of that can be transferred, and hopefully some of it's just linked to your Nintendo account, I would assume.
right. And
Like there's a
it,
cloud out there with your digital downloads.
yeah, there is cloud data involved. I don't know how it works because I've never really had to worry about it. I've been lucky enough to just not have to be concerned about it. But now I kind of have to be because I don't like I'm pretty sure I have to transfer it over.
What
Um,
about
but I can't
don't
find
you
it.
have to
I give up.
didn't we have to get a subscription so that you have the online functionality? Like isn't that a subscription package?
Yes. It yeah.
So that's gonna also have to be transferred to a different
Oh no,
system, or you have to add a system.
that's my Nintendo ID though. That's tied
Oh,
to. So I
okay.
don't think I have to worry about that. I think it's literally just like the data that's stored on the console. Because I don't know when I log in with my ID from Nintendo, I don't know what the I. It's a brand new world, man. I don't know what anything is anymore. I'm not sure. So I don't know. I think people are probably upset too because they got like the Animal Crossing edition, and now they're like, oh, you guys had this screen just waiting. But I get it. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
really expecting Nintendo to bump up their processing power and stuff like that. It's not really what Nintendo's ever been about. If you were expecting it to be like as powerful as the PS5, I don't I don't know what to tell someone that was thinking in that headspace. Yeah. Plus, it's hard to get processors right now. All these crypto minings and stuff like that. It's really the last couple of years. It's been genuinely pretty difficult. So I'm not too terribly surprised that they just beefed up the screen. And really, that's the only thing we've known about was the screen. We had some kind of like leaked information on the screen for like the last 2 years, right? So they delivered. They absolutely delivered on what we were expecting. Um, I guess that is what it is. Any other thoughts on the new OLED?
Not really. I feel a little bit like
Underwhelmed.
it got announced and yeah, it was kind of fell flat for, an announcement anyway from Nintendo, and it's clear that they knew that it wasn't going to be like this big thing because they didn't talk about it at E3 at all. And it's really just kind of is it early fall or late fall release of the system?
It's
It's
it,
October,
it
so I
says
guess it's like
October 8th.
mid-fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not looking at that.
They're gearing up
So
though because their big game season is like November. Like that's when they release a bunch of
yeah,
stuff. So I don't know. I
it
I I
doesn't really
100%
feel.
I believe 100% that this has very much to do with like games like Advance Wars coming out, the Pokemon games coming out, the stuff that people are expecting. Like Nintendo is expecting these people to play those games in handheld, and so they're
Yeah,
trying to cater to that market.
but I don't really feel like this is a big system launch. We haven't heard anything about like any bundles or things like that either. So,
No.
in my mind, it just kind of is an extension of a longevity kind of thing for the Switch.
Right. The Switch family of consoles. OLED model. How do you feel about the name specifically?
Not my favorite. Like,
Not very creative.
it literally says what it is. Like, it's a Nintendo Switch with the OLED screen, like
Yeah, that's true.
OLED model. Like, it's not as fun as
But
it could
hey,
have
you
been.
don't have to guess
Although
though.
the whole like new Nintendo thing that they used to do, I mean they still could do that. Um like that also once you get back like you can't say something is new and then it also be like 5 years old. You know what I mean? Because then
Right.
like what's the next one? The new one or the new one.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of an odd word to use in like describing what a console is. Especially like I keep going back to like the 3DS series and stuff like that, but like some of those names didn't really quite make sense to me. Like I when they went from like the 3DIS or what was the one with the I because
The
it finally had
DSi.
like internet. Yeah, the DSi.
Yeah.
And then it went to the 3DS. And most people I don't even think they're the DS and then the 3DS. Most people I don't think had the 3D even activated.
Yeah, it kind of gave headaches. But I mean, if you think about it, there was the Nintendo DS that came after the Game Boy Advance. And then you
Yeah.
had the DSi. And then you had the
Yeah.
3DS. And then you had the
Yeah.
3DS Lite. And then you had the new
The
Nintendo 3DS.
XLs,
And then you had the XL. And the
so
DS
many.
lifeline was quite long. So I assume that's probably what
It
they're going to do with
was.
the Switch.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it too. I just wish they would like OLED model. They could have come up with something else than just
Nintendo
like
Switch
something
Bright. That's what I would have called it. Nintendo Switch,
or something.
or like the Nintendo Switch Color. Take it back to the Game Boy days.
Sure, yeah. Or do you think they're gonna try and do some sort of like they have touchscreen now, which they've had touchscreen technology in in some of their models before, but do you think they're gonna do 3D too? Like are they gonna bring back the 3D?
I hope not. I honestly hope
I
not.
just don't like it was cool. Like it was like a feature that's like, oh, nobody else is doing this right now. But I don't really know if it really did much for the like gameplay experience.
There were some games that actually like specifically like puzzle related games. I know that with Professor Layton, for example, there were some puzzles where you had to have 3D on in order to like see the puzzle properly.
Would
So
it like give you an indicator that you have to like have it on
yeah,
during the gameplay? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Because
So
otherwise I would be like, what's going on?
yeah,
Why? And then I just wouldn't turn it on. It wouldn't be
that
my first
they'd
thought.
also do this thing like on the game like case, the package. They'd be like best experienced with 3D mode activated or something like that. And I'd be like, okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think Nintendo realized that the 3D aspect of it was just not it's not working for them. Uh,
Hey, that reminds me because the light version wasn't 3D, and
mm.
I'm remembering that we got your mom a 3DS
Oh, that was
Lite
no
or
no
whatever.
that was called the 2DS.
The 2DS?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because it was like a
because it was
wedge. It
not
was
3D. It
yeah.
was 2D.
Um,
Like literally everything else is 2D.
have you heard if she's playing it recently or if she
She's not
even
playing
kept
it.
it? I feel like that's
That thing has made its way to Goodwill 100%. She does not have that anymore. I assume. Well, maybe I'll text her. I'll text her right now. We'll find out. She's probably asleep, but we'll
I
find
know
out.
before the end of the
Yeah.
episode.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, she's definitely asleep. You're gonna hear about it tomorrow. Um, Anyway, can we move on to the next topic? It's not that I don't love the Switch, but I don't know how much more we can talk about it. Like,
Oh, I could talk for hours, but we won't.
really?
So, TLDR: if you just got the 2019, don't get this, especially if you play in docked mode. Um, Additionally, they're gonna come out with a new system in like 3 to 4 years after this, for sure. Like they have to. Okay, they're gonna hit a certain like GPU threshold that they can no longer live under because the Switch already has frame rate issues, and this model does nothing to compensate that. So, yeah, if you're wanting a more beefed up tech version of the Switch, your time is coming. It's just not this year or next year, unfortunately. So, but given my Switch only lives about an hour before it starts dying, it's what I'm gonna go for. So, anywho, uh, Christmas is coming, Jenna. How do you feel about that?
Christmas is one of my favorite holidays to decorate for.
It's July, but Soon it will be December.
Christmas in July.
It'll be December soon enough, probably. I actually have the NES version of this. Am I allowed to get the SNES version?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to cart. Great, love it. How do you feel about the Caped Mario? Caped Mario.
Um, I'm okay. I'm really picky about the ornaments that go on the tree.
She
But
is. It's true.
if you want to have a like a small tree where you have like your nerdy things, because like last year you had a bunch of charms on a tree, like that's perfectly fine. Also, I don't know that that's like kind of heavy. I don't know
Do you
if
see
that would
this?
fit on like
This is light.
kind.
It's so light.
Yeah,
I still have it, by the way. It's in my
it's
drawer.
just large. It I accidentally pressed the button the other day and it like freaked me out because I
Oh
didn't know
yeah,
it made
it
noise.
does make sounds. Yep, it sure does. Yeah.
Like not the other day, but like during Christmas, and I was like, oh, and then I touched it and it
Yeah.
made noise.
I know. It's fun. I have fun
I hope
ornaments.
the other one makes noise too. Yeah.
I assume that it would have to, right? I mean, otherwise that's just
Hopefully,
sad.
because otherwise that is not a
I'm gonna get you
consistent
this card for your
experience.
birthday. Actually, just gonna go ahead and
Seriously?
we're just gonna go ahead and get that now, so I don't forget about it. Donkey Kong,
Um,
little go kart
I'm
action.
fine. I do like the 3D ornaments over what looks like the like 2D. Like are those flat? The ones that the
These, yeah,
next
they
one's
are.
over. Yeah,
Yeah, they're.
those aren't my favorite. No, I'd rather have something that's like three-dimensional.
Could you get this
Do
personalized
you
for
want
me?
one that says your name on it? Uh, seriously?
There you go, blue.
Yeah.
Epic. What does that
Oh
look
my
like? Oh
gosh.
yeah.
That
Oh
no,
yeah.
that font is terrible.
I'm
No,
nine
it
years old
needs to be
again right
bigger.
now. I'm 9 years old right now.
It
I'm gonna
looks
go
like that
solid.
it's a hook and like Mario could fall off.
Yeah, 100%.
Like if you tipped
Yeah,
him to the right, like
they do that so that they just mass make both of these pieces and only have to customize the one. Because
ah,
how else are you gonna
makes
stamp
sense.
this in a machine with a plumber attached to it?
I'm not it's not my favorite.
Done.
Oh my gosh.
It's a very
You're just gonna
KCB
buy all of
Christmas.
these, aren't you?
Yep.
Uh,
Look at that. Look at that. Not right now. I mean, I got something for you. So, yeah.
thank
What
you.
you want, like a Cinderella? Jenna is a Cinderella fan. I know this. Oh, look at
I
that. That's
already
fine.
have a Cinderella ornament.
Do you have this
I
one?
think I have like that one. Somebody got me that one. Oh my gosh.
Jenna, this is next level.
But
Do you
that's
see
a
this?
that's not an ornament.
That's $200.
It's
It's
not an
like one of my
ornament. It's a
figures.
figure.
It's one of my figures. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Do you want to go down that road? It has lights.
No.
It has lights, Jenna.
It doesn't show you where the lights are. Oh,
I'm assuming right like
okay.
there.
We're
Yeah.
getting way off topic.
Right. I have more
You know what?
ornaments to show you.
Okay. I am good with the Minecraft ornaments. Those are cute.
Right?
I would put those on like a fun tree. Yeah.
I thought so. This is
I
neat.
like the little the garland they're using on that tree.
Oh, these guys. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
very. It looks
Yeah.
very Target, doesn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me of something your sister would hand make, and I'd be like, "Why? You could probably just buy it."
It's true. Yeah, I thought there were more. There was an Enderman, but there he is.
There
There he
it
is,
is, yeah.
and he's
It's
holding a
coming
present
soon.
because these guys steal blocks, right? So he has a little present block instead, which I think is, you know, fairly on brand. He's actually pretty tall. He's about 4 inches tall. But I mean, that one's a personal favorite of mine. Big fan of that one. I'm just gonna. I can't add it. Evidently, are we out? Oh, available October 2nd.
It's not, yeah.
Well, I am outraged. We're just gonna add. Oh wait,
You
no, I
can
don't want
add that
that.
one.
I don't want that one. That's just a flat one.
Oh
Boo! Flat
no.
ones. We hate those. Yeah, garbage. Taking that out of my thing right now. If I could find,
You gotta go to the checkout.
if I could find my cart.
You have to go to checkout.
How do I take you out?
Go to checkout.
I want nothing.
You have to go to
But
checkout.
I don't want to check out yet. Okay, I guess that's fine.
Then you can change it.
I'm gonna get rid.
You're not putting that $200 thing in the cart, no.
No, never. I wouldn't dream. So yeah, anyway, that's cute, right? I'm surprised they don't have like a sheep. I feel like a Minecraft sheep is fairly iconic at this point, and they have like a baby
Those are
zombie and
from
then
Amazon.
huh?
Those are on Amazon.
They're Hallmark ornaments, but they're on
You
Amazon.
order on Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taller zombie.
I like those ones better because they're three-dimensional, obviously, as
Do we
we've
want
talked
to
about.
do? Oh gosh, okay, go away. Outrageous. All right, so clearly they weren't supposed to be up yet. I think is the answer to that. As is evident by the fact that the Enderman was not live until October or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh well. It's all right. So it's going to be a very fun Christmas at our household, and Jenna might get this really fancy Cinderella
No, you're not
figure.
gonna get that.
No, I know what I'm getting you. I haven't gotten it yet. Obviously, because it's July, and
For Christmas.
we're we're still like at least 4 months away before we really have to panic about that
I
stuff.
have to start thinking about what to get you. I'm terrible at getting you gifts. Like, I'm not good. And all of the things,
Fire Emblem Heroes gift cards. Very easy. I'm very easy to buy for.
all of the, well, all of the things that I thought about getting you are things that I need your input for. Like last year when I thought about getting you like a new knife, like a Japanese kitchen knife, like
Chef knife, yeah.
handmade, like one of those really nice ones. Chef, yeah,
Sentoku.
whatever. Yes. And I was like, I know he wants one, but I have no clue which one or like how to even start picking this. And so you ended up just picking your
And
own
you can't
present.
ask me,
And
because then I'll
it was
know.
kind of lame.
No, it was great. Last year was great. I got exactly what I wanted.
And then even and then even though I try and like surprise you if I can, you ask me a million questions until I just buckle and tell you what it is.
Is it
Or
not
you
20
try and
questions?
guess
I
and
thought we
you
were always playing 20 questions. Is that not the point?
anyway.
Oh well.
I don't know.
Are you ready to move into the final segment?
Yes.
So, Jenna,
Yes.
I had you take a quiz that I threw
You
together in
did.
about 8 minutes. So, as you can imagine, it's very thorough. I put together 15 characters from games that I have played in your presence since we have known each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and then I had you had to actually enter the game or the series, I guess. Some of them I accepted series, others we were looking for specific titles, and you had to actually enter them. Okay, so being the
I did.
Google form master that I am, I threw this together for you. How do you think you did? You haven't seen the results yet.
There were three that I wasn't sure about. Um, but I think I found the answer to the one. So there's like there might be two that I
You
didn't get right.
found the answer.
Um,
Interesting phrasing you've got there. Hmm.
I didn't not like found, but like I was sitting there like trying to think because it's a game that I often say because I know you play, and it's one of the mobile gotchas, and I always get it confused with Genshin. And I for whatever reason every time I was thinking about it, I kept thinking of Genshin, and so I literally had to sit there probably for like a good I don't know 5 minutes, and it like kind of came to me. So
Hmm.
it was me just like thinking about it
Yeah,
and,
there
and
was no
figuring out
googling
the
allowed,
answer.
and I heard some
There
awfully
wasn't any.
suspicious. I heard some suspicious
I didn't
aha moments
Google.
happening over on the couch.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
Google. And then there's another one that the artwork looks really familiar to a certain probably like game studio, but I couldn't necessarily pinpoint the exact game I thought it was. So I put down like my first inclination, but then now I'm thinking of the other game that I thought it could be. Um,
I know exactly which one you're
but if
talking
you
about.
went but if you went with like the series that I'm familiar with, I think I might have got it. I'm not sure though, because I was not familiar with the character, just the art style.
Nope, it's definitely wrong. Just based on what you're telling me, I'm confident you picked the wrong one. All right.
Okay, so I think I if okay, we'll go through and I'll tell you
Yeah,
if I,
yeah,
I
yeah.
if
And
you let me guess
I
again,
will,
I'll guess
also,
again,
I will
but
point out which ones I think there was some questionable behind the scenes
I
searching
was
going
not
on.
Googling.
Okay. Uh huh. All right. So this guy, what did you put as your answer? Do you remember?
Splatoon.
Okay.
That was too
Yeah.
easy.
See, that was an easy one, right? That was an easy one. Very good. We'll save that. Sure. Doesn't matter. The grades don't matter. This is not a test. I mean, it is a test.
It is a test.
Technically. Well, how do I... There we go. Okay. Now this.
Oh, that one was pretty easy. That was Final Fantasy, but I didn't know which number. I just knew it was the one that you played recently on the PlayStation.
Correct.
That was like remastered, and that is like Cloud's companion during that story.
What do you think her name is?
God, don't even no.
Bonus points. Redeem yourself.
I don't know.
What do you think her... Who does she look like?
Said her name before.
Is she a
I
Sarah?
don't know. I'm just gonna.
Is she an Abigail?
Rebecca. I don't know.
No. Tifa.
Like I was gonna get that.
Your answer was Final Fantasy. I really think we were looking for more specific. Because Final Fantasy has many, 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 many games.
I just told you what I thought it was. It was Final Fantasy the remake one that you played recently.
But you couldn't figure out the number.
I wasn't gonna guess the number.
I'm going to mark that as incorrect. Sorry, Jenna.
No! That is not fair.
Wait, okay, yeah. Here we go. Alright, this one. Easy. Easy, right?
That one is
Yeah.
Genshin Impact.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
Oh my gosh. I know it's one of your like ultimately favorite characters.
Literally the only character I put a video out on until super recently, but that's just because Kevin was visiting.
I can't think of it. I'll guess like Numa or something. I don't know.
Numa? No.
I don't know.
Not even the right game.
Okay,
Close.
we just recorded a Fire Emblem, and there's so many names. Like
Oh,
I
my
can't
mom
keep
responded.
all of these names straight half the time. She did.
Yeah.
What did she say?
I said, hey, do you still have that 2DS? She said, my game? I said, yeah, with Donkey Kong. So we'll find out shortly if that was something that she said. Yeah, Eula. The name Eula.
Eula. Okay, yeah.
Which is in prime
Eula.
contingency for naming our daughter that. If we have a daughter.
Oh my gosh.
But we're going to have a son, so it's irrelevant. All right, who's this stud master? Who's this? Who's this so and so?
That's Marth. That's Fire Emblem.
Do you wanna?
Is it?
Do you want to revise your answer right now?
They have blue hair, right?
Yes, all the blue-haired Fire Emblems together. This is a guy you really like.
Well, it's not.
We like. Oh my god! I can't believe you're not getting this right now.
Why can't I?
Oh. We're taking away your stand card here.
Stop! You're putting me on the spot.
Perhaps if
there's nothing in my coming to my head.
Perhaps if I used a beefier arm version of him.
Ike.
There you go.
Sorry. It's Ike.
Yeah. Your favorite
Ah,
Fire Emblem character, Ike.
God.
This is the
Sorry.
first Ike game.
No,
This
but
is
every time I see like young version of, it's always Marth. That's why I thought it was Marth.
that's not Marth. That's Ike from Path of Radiance. I
Well,
decided to cut you a
you
break.
tried tricking me.
I
Okay.
cut you a break, and
You
I
said okay. It says game. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't say which one. Game.
okay.
I wasn't gonna
I'm
tell
gonna
you which.
I'm gonna give you a pass on this one. But the point of specifying the game is actually saying which specific game it is. I think you're thinking of series because you gave
Okay,
me Fire
fine.
Emblem, which is the series.
Do you really think that I know which game which characters show up in?
That's why I gave you a pass, and Fire Emblem is one of the acceptable answers. I was, however,
Okay.
unwilling to accept Final Fantasy for Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
Because you should know
that
the
just means you're
difference.
mean.
You should know the difference.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, I shouldn't.
You should.
That's not
We
nice.
stand Tifa in this house. Who's this lady?
This is from Xenoblade.
What's her name?
Stop.
Do you know it? I mean, I'm giving you a chance for bonus
Uh,
points.
I didn't did you really think that I would know the names off the top of my head? The
Mithra?
names are sometimes harder than the game. Yes, it's Mithra.
I cannot accept Xenon Blade because it's Xenoblade. Also, there are multiple
Oh my gosh.
Xenoblades. So we have to mark that one incorrectly as well. I'm terribly sorry. You're very close though. You did surprisingly well so far. This one, I am
Okay,
beyond
this one
confident that you got hung up on this one, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's what like I put down my answer that was like my first gut answer, but
hmm
there's another answer that I think it could be also.
So what did you answer
So
with?
I answered with Bravely, either default or second.
Okay.
I thought it was from the Bravely. But then
It
I was
is from that
also
family
thinking
of developers.
it could be Octopath was my other answer, but I went with Bravely.
hmm
So it's Octopath.
I am impressed that you knew Bravely Default and Bravely Second though, because those are games I don't know. I never really talk about Bravely Second. Um,
I just knew that there was the two games. I know
yeah,
you played Default,
they're
but I
from
didn't
they're
I
from the
don't know if you
same
developer, yeah.
studio.
Studio, yeah.
Similar team from Square Enix developed the two games. So unfortunately, Jenna, we cannot accept that. Close again, very close.
That one I agree that you can give me a no on
Now
that one, but
this is
the other ones you're
interesting.
just being picky.
Who I'm surprised you knew who this was.
So this is Musashi, but I
Right.
didn't really know what game it was from. So
So can
I
I have a
don't
moment of
remember
honesty real
watching.
quick?
Okay, sure.
When you were sitting on the couch and you were like, I don't know who this is from. I guess I'll just put Fate Grand Order. It could be that. And I was like, that's an oddly specific aha moment you're having over there, Miss Jenna. I certainly hope you're not
No,
Googling
because
anything.
I wasn't Googling anything because I knew the other art style was more along the lines of the other game that I was trying to think of that I keep getting confused with Genshin. And then this one, I remember you telling me that Musashi was from a game that you played, but I don't ever really remember seeing it like on the TV. So it was like the only other gacha I can think that he plays is Fate Grand Order. So that's why I was like Musashi from dot dot dot, and then
Well,
that's what
I'll tell you what.
it says.
I'll give you a bonus point for this one because you wrote the name of the character in as well. How's how does that sound? I wasn't even
Okay.
looking. Oh, can I not do that? Ah,
No, because you assigned it to be one.
well, I want to give extra credit, and that's outrageous that I can't do that. I make the rules here, Google. All right, I guess I don't make the rule. All right, so we'll just tally that in our heads for later. You get a bonus point. That's somewhere down the road. All right, this one. This was another very curious aha moment that I
This
heard
was
you
the
have.
one I couldn't think of. So, yeah, this is the one from the game. I don't know what the character is. Don't ask me that.
I won't.
But the art style reminded me of like kind of the cutesy mobile games. And you used to make content on this other game. And I kept trying to think of what it was because I always get confused with Genshin. And I just literally couldn't, it wasn't coming to me. And then I was thinking and thinking, and then I was like, Dragalia Lost. So, and then I was like, ah, that's what it is. And then you were like, aren't you Googling? You're Googling. And I'm like, no, I'm not Googling.
The moments you were figuring it out were very suspicious. That's all I'm saying. Like it sounded like you were like, I just looked up this answer, but I have to make it sound like I didn't look up this answer, so I guess I'll just throw some words out there. I was like, is she trying to throw me off the trail? What's happening right now? Uh, yeah,
And I kept like scrolling through like all of my answers, and you thought because I was like scrolling and tapping that like I was Googling, and I wasn't.
it
Because there
seems
was a few
it
characters that I
seemed
hadn't figured
questionable.
out what they were.
I will say that it did seem
Okay.
very questionable at times.
So I don't know who the character is, but Dragalia Lost was my answer.
Yep, and that is correct. We mark those. We mark those correctly. This one should have been an easy one, I would hope, for you.
That one's Halo. Is that Master Chief?
It is
It's like I
John one one
remembered that
seven
that was
technically.
a character's name, but I didn't know if that was the character. So, because they all kind of have the same outfit, so
Is
it's
Master
sometimes hard
Chief
to
our
tell.
last Smash DLC character, Jenna? Do you have the inside information on that?
I don't know that.
Okay,
I don't know.
thought it was worth a try. All right, that's correct.
Did they have did they have Halo on Switch now?
No, they do
I
not.
didn't think so.
But they do have this on Switch.
Yes, that would be Minecraft.
Do you know the name?
And I think that's Steve.
Very
Is
good.
it?
That is Minecraft Steve. I would get all right. So you're up to like 3 bonus points. We'll call it 3 bonus points here. Uh, yeah, Steve. Pretty easy answer. I hoped that you would get that right because that's one of the few games that you have actually played. Um,
Yeah.
this
This
this one is
one
suspiciously difficult for
it's
some people.
suspicious because it's like very it looks like fan art to me because of the style,
Hmm.
but I said it was Zelda Breath of the Wild and then the character I believe would be Link. Um
That's the part
so
that I'm surprised you can hunt. When people see Link, because the series is called Legend of Zelda, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, that's Zelda," but it's not.
no, it's
So,
not.
a bonus point for you, again. I think. Zelda: The Breath of the Wild. We will accept that. That's fair. We'll take that. I tried to like accommodate all the possible combinations I thought you could think of.
But I didn't do it.
But I
Any
was
of
like,
them the way that you wrote them.
some of them you did. This one did not. You gave me Zelda and Breath of the Wild, but not Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. But that was close enough. So, I mean, we're good. We'll give you a bonus point. I have 4 bonus points, Jenna. Look at this.
Um this is Arcanine from Pokemon.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it didn't it didn't take the little accent mark, evidently. So specific, Google. All right. Yeah, we'll count that one. That one's pretty self-explanatory, right? I would hope. You knew that one
Yeah.
without any kind of difficulty. Some of them you were saying
Yeah.
suspiciously quick, and I was like, how did she know that? And she, I genuinely thought you were cheating because I don't think you listen to me that often. This one,
This is Professor Layton.
yeah, I was surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if you hadn't got that. And this is one of those examples where I was like, the series works because he looks the same in literally every game he's in. Um, so yeah, again, good point, good stuff. We stand Leighton in this house. This one.
This
For,
is just Ring Fit. I don't know what the character's name is. I just know that I've seen you for like at least, it was like a few months into quarantine when you're like, I need to exercise. And you just like, we have Ring Fit. And you did that like every other night for like a few months.
I am actually
Um,
curious what.
I don't know if they have names. Do they have names?
So, the character does not. Um, but I feel like maybe its name is just Ring. The character is you, so it's your avatar. So it's whatever profile you're in. That's what it calls you. So like when I get in my KCB profile, it calls me
Oh.
KCB. When I got my Brian profile, it calls me Brian. I think it's just Ring. I think that's his name. As uninspiring as that is, I think this character is just Ring, and then this is whoever's
Uh,
playing.
who
So,
the? Oh, okay.
but you got it. So we count that. And then the final question, I
That is Metroid, and I think it's Samus, right?
I was so shocked that you knew this.
Wh-
I thought this was going to be
Why?
one that got you. I really did.
Nah.
Explain yourself. How did you how did you know this?
I remember getting you Metroid Other M, and it was like the one of the only
How do you know
like
these? How
good
do you remember these things?
Black Fridays. It was like back in college we got it was like Amazon Black Friday, and it was one of the first like few years that they did it, and they had like really good video game and like DVD deals, and that's why we got Friends under the Christmas tree, because they like discounted the whole Friends set really cheap, and one of the games that we got was Metroid Other M, and you played that. um Although I don't know that they had that specific artwork in Metroid, but I've
Yeah.
seen other Metroid games and people talking about that they want another Metroid game. And I think you even got one of the newer Metroid games. I'm not sure if you've played it yet, but it's definitely somewhere in your queue.
You mean Dread? Dread's up for pre-order currently.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know there's a newer one that you have after Other M that you wanted to play.
Hmm. I'm genuinely surprised you remembered all that. Um. All right. So 12. It's respectable. I'm shocked that you didn't
That's my
recognize.
bonus points.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked that you didn't recognize Ike when he was there, and that you called him Marth.
It was
That's
sorry.
not gonna age well with this audience. But with your bonus points, you have a perfect score. How does that make you feel?
Yay. I think you had less faith in me than I like.
I had a very low expectation. Yeah, I was not expecting a whole lot. Again, I threw it together in like 8 minutes. I wasn't really. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is someone she's probably seen. This one's maybe a little bit more difficult. Um, Obviously, the mobiles are a little harder, right? Because they're not on a
Those are
screen.
harder because you were like your criteria was things that you've played in front of me.
Yeah,
I can see what's on the TV screen. I can't
right,
necessarily always see what's on one of your three digital devices in front of you because you'll be on like my tablet, your tablet, and then your phone. And I'm usually sitting like kind of not right behind you or next to you when you're playing,
right.
just because of how we have the furniture arranged. So I'm not always looking at what's on your tablet. So yeah, those were hard. But I
Not
kind
bad
of
though.
based on like the art style is kind of what I went with.
So we'll call it the perfect score. Color me impressed.
Okay.
Well done. Are you impressed? How do you? I mean, do you feel accomplished?
I feel good about it. Yeah. I feel like I did well.
All right,
I'm a
fair
little
enough.
sad that I didn't put down Octopath because I really did think it was Octopath, but the first thing that came to mind was Bravely. And I was like, well, he has two Bravely and he only has one Octopath, but Octopath was the game of the year, I think in 2019. Uh,
There's three Bravely
there's
defaults.
three. Is it Bravely Default, and Bravely Second?
No. So on the
What's the third one
there's
that I'm
Bravely
missing?
Default, Bravely
Yeah,
Second, which is a direct sequel to Bravely Default, and then Bravely
yeah.
Default 2, which is completely different.
Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
naming convention is awful for that series. It's so bad. But yeah, there are three. The Bravely Default 2 is the one I haven't actually started playing yet that's on the Switch.
Yeah.
That was that one where they were trying to send me this placemat set that I evidently had to order when I
Oh
bought it through
yeah.
Best Buy, and that whole thing, which kind
Hmm.
of ruined the anticipation for me, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, all right, well done. And hey, we made it to an hour.
That all you that first segment you're like,
I
oh
was so
no, she's
nervous. I was
talking
like,
to
oh god, I gotta give members their money's worth over here. Like some people just listen to this at work. I gotta make sure they get their time in. You had me nervous. You had me nervous, but we pulled through. We brought it back.
Mhm.
So good job. It's fall. It's
Maybe
right
maybe
back into the
members
old
can
days.
suggest, yeah. Maybe members can suggest like another game we can play for if I come back or something. Because like
Sure.
the guessing was fun, but
You
I don't
didn't
know.
enjoy my 8 minute throw together game show over here.
Like I'm so bad with names, and I feel like because I don't play the games, uh, especially since like some of the games like Fire Emblem have so many characters. I think that when we were like into Pokemon, like I learned a lot of the Pokemon names, but I still was not the best at naming them either. So, like games with a lot of characters are difficult, and then when you have another character that kind of looks like another character from a different game, then I have to like try and figure out what their names are. And a lot of the names are not like common names, so it's like hard to think of them sometimes.
Yeah. Fair. I should have thrown like Rosalina in there. I know you would have gotten
Oh,
that.
I would have remembered that.
Yeah,
Yeah. You didn't put any Mario characters in there,
I
like not
didn't.
even Yoshi or something.
Well, I was like, what correct answers would I accept if I just put Mario in there? I didn't want to open that can of worms, so I opted not to.
You could have put like Waluigi or something in there, and that would have been like maybe hard to guess
True. I should.
because that was not a
Oh,
common character
you know
that
what I
you've
could have
seen
done?
in like a lot of the games.
I could have pulled two of the exclusives from Super Mario RPG because they've only ever
I
been
don't
in
even know
those
what that
games.
is.
Oh my god! All right, different
I know what Mario
conversation.
RPG is. I just like don't know what the exclusives are from that.
Mallow. You know who Mallow is? You don't know who Mallow
Does it
is?
look like a marshmallow? I don't know. I you could have like pulled the hat
You know
from
this guy?
the I've never seen that before.
You know who? You know who this
I
is?
would have no. No, I don't.
Gino? You don't know who
That would have
Gino
just
is?
been mean. That would have
Yeah,
been mean.
that would have been impossible for me to get. This came out. I played this on the Super Nintendo, like the classic, the little mini console. I played it on
Yeah.
that because it came on that. But this was like one of the first games I had for the Super Nintendo when it was out. That was given away. So great.
I should
Anyway,
make you guess a bunch of things
do you want to?
from pop culture.
Oh,
I don't know if they would care about that. Like
you think I don't know
celebrities
that? You
or
think I don't
like
know that,
fictional characters or something.
girl? You think I don't know that? Sure. I know. I know pop culture things. All right. Is there
Right.
anything you'd like to tell the members? Thank you for letting us buy groceries every
Uh,
month and
yeah, thank you for subbing. I hope you enjoy the Outer Realm. Uh,
which you
Let us
designed
know.
all of this.
Yeah, I was really proud of the design for this. I like the aesthetic, I guess. Um, I guess if they have any suggestions on future content, they can let you know. Um, and they'll be hearing from you at least next month with the next episode.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Is
Allegedly.
this just like, do you not even have like
I don't.
uh,
No. I
a
try to do
set?
I try to do them monthly. I try to do them monthly. I try to do right by it. But I know that there's going to be some months, like December, for example, where it's going to be very hard to get anything out. Also, November could be tough, but hey,
Mostly just the months that have lots of
it's
banners
it's an
and stuff.
unofficial perk. It's an unofficial perk. that I try and bring to
With a
members.
very official aesthetic going on.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, hey, members, thank you. Appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed. Jenna, thanks for donating your time and coming to me live from the bedroom of our apartment. Appreciate that.
Yep.
It's midnight, so we should probably like go to bed or something.
Yeah.
Just an
We
assumption.
should do that.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks for listening. This has been the Outrealm Podcast. And until then, I'll catch you next time. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.